Welcome back to another episode of the Pass the Peas podcast. It's your boy, Big Tay. We back in the building. We got another one for us today, man. We gonna go in a little deep on this war in Memphis. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just listen. Fill your cup up, roll you something up, and if you don't partake in that, get you some popcorn. And sit back and let's go for this ride. Look, man, if you don't know, it's deep down there, man. It's deep, 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 deep in Memphis, Tennessee. It's been a war, it's been a war, it's been a war for the last 3 to 4 years. And probably a little bit before that. But I'm just say like 3 or 4 years, it's been all the way off the hook, man. It's been off the hook, man. And it's a couple things. It's one reason for that, for this war, what we call a war. But first, I want to get into all right, let me just put it out there. This is because of a beef between two hip-hop artists. One goes by the name Yo Gotti. One is Young Dolph. Rest in peace. We'll get there. This is where it gets crazy because I'm starting to believe it's Memphis. Memphis is a crazy place all on its own. Just like from hella different aspects. Memphis is a crazy place, man. I done heard about cartels being in Memphis. I remember one time I traveled to Memphis. I was pulled over by the police because they swore up and down that I was trafficking because I had Ohio plates and I was down there and I think I was on 65 or somewhere, and it was a heavily trafficked area. It's a lot of dope they go through Memphis. So on top of that, then Memphis, I don't know, man. I must say Memphis probably put the first 48 on the map. Like they had so many epic episodes of the first 48 that took place in Memphis. I don't even know if that even makes sense or even go together because it's involving homicides, but they were like some of the best shit on TV. You know, it was just crazy. Like, I think that was real life. The reality of everything is what that was. But on top of that, they got some of the greatest rappers of all time to ever pick the microphone up, come straight from Memphis. So it's like, what the hell? Like, it's a lot going on there. A whole lot. You know what I mean? And with all that, you know it comes with, like, crime, right? Their violent crime. In Memphis, Tennessee, the violent crime is 5 times the national average. 5 times the national average. These dudes getting busy down there. So, you know, it ain't far-fetched to think it could be a war happening there or anything. But that's what's happening, you know? And let's get into the story a little bit. So, Young Dolph was a guy in the streets making money, doing his thing, whatever. He was like what they would call the plug. You know what I mean? So he doing his little thing, doing his thing. I guess he knew like he couldn't be in the streets forever type. You know what I mean? So he like, what else can I do? He figured he always freestyle with his boys and all this, right? So he'll start rapping. That's how he felt. Okay. Now, everybody know, like, when you start off, man, like, it'll just be you. You know what I mean? But, like, sometimes people will see you blowing up and want to, like, you know what I mean, get on your team after they watch you struggle. But once the come up coming, they want to be down or whatever. So that's kind of like essentially what happened. You know what I mean? Like he jumped in the game. He started rapping on his own and shit. Then when people saw that he was blowing up, they wanted him to sign to their label. You know what I mean? And he was like, "Nah, baby, nah, I can't go for that." He didn't want to go for that. And I don't know how you can be a person and knock that. So what? He didn't want to sign with somebody. But sadly enough, that was a big problem. And either way it go, he started his own label, PRE. You know what I mean? Paper Route Entertainment. Started his own label. Because like I said, he had that paper, right? So he already was in the streets. He had the paper. He had a reputation or whatever. He felt like he can do it on his own. And I feel him. I feel him on that. I feel him on that. Now I know I'm just a little small time guy. Ain't nobody, you know what I mean, checking for me or none of that. But I decided to start my own podcast, or I decided to venture out here on my own and do this on my own, right? I ain't, I mean, I ain't checking for nobody to, like, I don't want to go, like, join nobody's team or nothing like that. I, I just want to do this on my own, right? So if I start doing this and I see that I get a little bit of a buzz while doing this on my own without any backing or anything, like now put your mind in the mind of young Dolph. So he starts rapping and he gets a buzz. You know what I mean? He takes off a little bit. People starts to notice him and listen to him and know who he is or whatever, right? You can start to think like, I don't need no major label. I don't need nobody to back me. I can do this myself, especially if I put in a little more effort, a little more work, you know what I mean, and get real serious about this. I can do it on my own. That is the mentality he had. That's it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't understand why motherfuckers think they got the right to dictate what another motherfucker gonna do. People got the right to make their own goddamn decisions, and that was just a decision that he made. So you know what I mean. I'm gonna bring myself back in it. Like I'm trying to do this podcast shit, right? So if if I feel like I'm getting enough buzz on my own and I can stay on my own, and I don't want to. If I get an offer from Charlemagne, the God from the Black Effect Podcast Network, and I don't want to join that podcast network because I have a vision of my own and my own podcast network, there should not be a problem with that. Charlemagne, bro, I'm telling you, bro, you don't want these problems. Don't come. Don't do this. Don't do this, Charlemagne. I'm just saying. Anyway, man, y'all got me sidetracked. I'm just saying though, like, I don't understand why that was a problem, but that was a problem, and that was the problem because see, look, Gotti, see, he been in the game. He been rapping since what they said, 1996. He been rapping. He started rapping. You know what I mean? He created a record label in 2012, right? He creates his record label in 2012. 2014, he tried to sign Young Dolph. Now, this whole time, I don't know if they knew each other or not, but the rumor is like his brother, Gotti's brother, used to, you know what I mean, cop from him. He was the plug. Dolph was, whatever, allegedly. So Dolph probably looking at the situation like, bro, your big brother used to come and, you know what I'm saying? Why would I sign? No, I'm cool on my own. And that's where the problem started. I know all the rumors say it was like a female, but I think Gotti knew Dolph was the truth. I'm sorry. I think Gotti knew Dolph was the truth, bro. He knew it. You know what I mean? Real recognize real and all that. So he knew Dolph was the truth. And one thing, huh? I, I don't know if that's a Yo Gotti. I'm the truth, nigga. Nah, that's Jeezy. Okay. Anyway, one thing I do know is that, man, I keep getting ready to mess this little quote up. I don't know why. I can't remember what it is I said. One thing, uh, one thing I know, one thing I know is like, yeah, a lie can't stand the truth, bro. And he knew Dolph was the truth, man. My mind be like, sometimes, man, I just get the fuck up out of here. I don't even know. Then I come back and be right back here. Anyway, that's crazy, man. But okay, so let's say this is where the beef started. All because somebody wanted to go independently and do their own thing and not join your team. Okay. So, in my opinion, let me wet my whistle. In my opinion, Yo Gotti is a coward. And just like a coward, you know what he did? Just because young Dolph decided that he wanted to go off and do his own thing, create his own label, make his own money, and be his own boss, Yo Gotti then go send his YNs. He's an OG. He know he's OG. He go send the YNs in typical OG fashion just to start some shit and rattle the shit up with this nigga. You know what I mean? On some true bitch assness. No Diddy. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Anyway, he sent his young boys out there to protect his little throne or whatever. Because like, and these consist of like the black youngsters, like the like I ain't even gotta say nothing on that. Then Dolph dubbed himself the King of Memphis. Called himself the King of Memphis. Now, everybody in Memphis know that Gotti tried to call himself the King of Memphis. You know what I mean? And it, see, that's tricky to me, man, because like Okay, why? I mean, maybe on some street shit that I ain't hip to, because it's some artists from Memphis that is like legitimately got the right to call themselves the king of Memphis if they wanted to, but I don't hear them saying that. So maybe this on some street related stuff is why they call themselves. Because like I would say, 8 Ball and MJG, one of them or both of them could call themselves the kings of Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Or I say Project Pat. You know what I mean? But that's just me. That's just me. That's just me, man. That was just a little boom in my head, but that's Gotti's track record though. He said he got a problem. He put some money on it. Sent somebody to handle that for him. You know what I mean? And to put the icing on the cake, this how you know motherfuckers be weak, man, for real. To put the icing on the cake, this is what really, you know what I mean? When Dolph referenced or supposedly smashed Yo Gotti baby mama, he clapped the cheeks. So I'm convinced that once motherfuckers was able to confirm that, because I believe that's confirmed, and once motherfuckers in Gotti's camp confirmed that, it was over. It was over. Gotti put that hit out there. Or Gotti told his brother, nigga, you better take care of that boy. Get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what happened. Right after that, Dolph Carr got shot up, over 100 shots in North Carolina. Um, I mean, he was rolling. He was rolling bulletproof. So I guess he already knew what was up. You know what I mean? Black youngster was the suspect in that, but the charges was dropped on that. So that was all alleged, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. I think it was that Dolph and them wouldn't testify in court, so the charges got dropped on that one. You know what I mean? Then after that, and he knew Black Youngster and all them had something on that, right? So he knew Yo Gotti had something on that. So they was in L.A. one time, and all of a sudden he get the drop on Yo Gotti in L.A., right? So he pull up on him, and all of, I mean, not all of a sudden, because a fight broke out or whatever, and then boom, Young Dolph gets shot 3 times by one of Yo Gotti's security or friends or something. I don't know. So I'm still, it still leaves me to wondering, what the fuck is this all over? What was this all over? Because after all of that, it continued. And now there's a murder trial going on because Young Dolph was murdered in Memphis, Tennessee in 2021. And everybody and their mama say Yo Gotti had something to do with it because of all of this shit that was going on, right? So then a little bit after that, not a little bit after that, but like 8 months ago this year, Yo Gotti's brother was murdered. A lot of people speculated that it was retaliation for Young Dolph, which ain't far fetched or hard to believe, knowing the history between the two. Now, I just went through it in very minor detail. They got so many songs back and forth. They got tweets. They doing videos. All these people talking a lot of stuff to each other, and they all roaming around this city. right? And they all got millions of dollars. And they all got a lot of YNs ready to ride for them, right? But here's the other thing. They all got hella potential. And I don't understand what's so wrong with letting each other just flourish and do your own thing. If you got the back end of standing to stand out here on your own, do it. But no, people think they gotta be the boss of somebody, and they gotta, you know what I mean. They word is bond, but like, yeah, Yo Gotti, I don't know. I'm gonna say allegedly, but I believe Yo Gotti had something to do with that motherfucking hit on Young Dolph, and it was all out of jealousy because he knew that Dolph had the potential to be just as big as him, and he just wanted to be the biggest nigga in the room, and that's crazy. Why people got these complex where they want to be the biggest or the best or the brightest or whatever, man. Just exist with each other. If you better than me, you better than me. Okay. I'll try to learn from you. And you know what I mean? But if I don't, oh well. I did this on my own. So let me be there with it. Why people can't just sit there with it, because see, there's a lot of lives impacted right now. Young Dolph gone, Big Jook gone, Yo Gotti's sisters and them and hiding. They getting death threats because in this trial that came out, Big Jook put out $100,000 hit on young Dolph. So now them goons is rolling around Memphis. Now they at you, Gotti, and your peoples. And they like, hell nah, we gotta get it. When you get to this trial, man, it's just so crazy, man. I ain't even going into it that much. I'm gonna just tell you this. They explained how Big Jook put $100,000 on Dolph's head, right? Three guys. It was a driver, two shooters. Then they're singing like canaries or whatever. They talking up a storm. You ain't even gotta get them no Mickey D's like on you don't even need Sergeant Mason or nothing to get these niggas to talk. They just talking. They just talking. It's crazy. But anyway, they was gonna split the money. 40,000 for each shooter and 10,000 and 20,000 for the driver. They on surveillance tape all over the place. Everywhere. They just pulling up, getting out all over the place. Stolen Mercedes Benz. Anyway, they caught Dolph slipping, and they went for it for this $100,000. And guess what? They ain't even get fucking paid. One of the dudes got $800, and then Big Jook, the deceased, paid $50,000 to his lawyer for him to have a lawyer after he was arrested for the murder. See, if Big Jook wasn't dead, he'd be in jail. And Yo Gotti is about to get ugly. It's about to get ugly. Fortune and fame. You got all you could want, bro. You got it all. But you look what you about to lose. You about to all of this is about to go away because you want to still be in the streets. You want to still be a street nigga. That's crazy, bro. You niggas is different. You niggas be different, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. That don't make no sense to me. So you gonna throw it all away? Yeah, you threw it all away. It's over. You watch what I say. Watch what I say. Shit about to hit the fan for your Gotti. Watch. Watch. Yeah, you can say, my brother got it. My brother his own man. He make his own decisions and this and that. Nigga, ain't nobody. Man, look. If you still here, man, I'm rocking with you. You rocking with me, I'm rocking with you, man. I fucking with you, bro. For real. Thank you for tuning in. It's been real. It's your boy, Big Tay. I'll be back again. Get back at me.